Who would have thought that behind this gentle smile of Qifrey is a man who experienced worse of things from the hands of the brimmed hats? Just a warning, this is a major spoiler for Witch Hat Atelier. Qifrey is found by Belderuit and Knight of Moralis inside a casket one rainy evening. It was in the Sellet forest of Thristus. The Knight of Moralis is chasing after the brimmed hats that lead them to this forest. Belderuit arrives on the scene to help by clearing the rain from the place they are standing and discovering a fresh blood on the ground. Quickly, the Knight Moralis brings the guidance orb to find the blood's origin before the blood is wiped away under the rain. The guiding orb pointed to the roots of the big tree. Belderuit, who is somewhat feeling hopeful to find a corpse or hideaway, helps by casting earth magic spell to unearth the tree root only to be stunned. They found a brand new casket, and Belderuit could not explain if it is a trap or empty because of the rain falling heavy enough that he can't smell any stench of a rotting corpse. And when they opened the casket, they found Qifrey's body, almost lifeless, full of blood and unable to move. Belderuit and the Knight Moralis checked on him and asks his name, and Qifrey's weakened voice says, "Took it. The witch, he took it from me." They found out later that Qifrey's mind has been wiped out so that he could not provide any clue to their current chase, and his right eye plucked out from his head, and Qifrey had been buried alive, left to perish inside the casket. The Order wanted to wipe his memory again and dispose him to the outside world to continue his life, but Belderuit, against all opposition, takes him in as an apprentice and made Qifrey a witch. What happened to Qifrey before that night? No one knows, but it did not stop him from attempting to uncover the events of his past and the fate of his right eye. Night after night, he would sneak to the outside world for any clue about the brim caps. His hatred ran dark, and his fixation of finding the brim caps run deep. While he developed a friendship, it did not alleviate that desperation in Qifrey. Even if he were to locate his lost memories and eye, he could never hope to reclaim them into his being without turning into forbidden magic. Belderuit told this story to Coco, who now stands in front of his master Qifrey, asking to tell her everything and who he is. Qifrey shows her both of his eyes, with his right eye socket growing of a tree branch. He is a host of silverwood. Qifrey is willing to tell Coco his story and reassures her that he is not a brimmed cap. He did not choose to grow a silverwood to replace his eyes. His childhood memories are lost. Qifrey stumbles and weakens as he talked to Coco. He wanted to tell Coco everything now, but he requests if they can have this talk elsewhere with a wide open sky would be ideal. He tells Coco that will need plenty of space for his root to grow comfortably. This is probably the first time that Coco saw his master Qifrey in this beseeching request. Coco hugs Qifrey tightly as if she wanted to hug his pain away. Coco tells him how can she not say anything after saying something like that? Qifrey hugs her back and says, "Sorry, that was not very nice of him," to Coco. "So you wanted to know who I am? I do not know if this is the answer you're looking for, but I know who I want to be," says Qifrey, a witch named Qifrey, the teacher to 4 fine witches. "And no matter what the future holds or what fate awaits me, that will never change." But it is not that easy, especially if the brim caps are right in front of him. Qifrey almost leaves his apprentices in danger, if not for his friend who stopped him and made him remember about the children. That is why his friend is angry at himself for not being someone Qifrey can turn to, and reminds Qifrey that he is his good friend, and not just his watchful eye for his atelier. And under their deal, his friend asks to tell him, why does he keep searching for the brim caps despite abandoning it years ago? Qifrey gives in and flies upward and tells his friend, "I quite like it here. It's peaceful and serene, with days so calm you would almost think them dull. I am happy here. I am content, and that is precisely why I cannot let the brim caps go. The witch who stole my past, he will not stop there. He would take from me my future as well. It began a few years ago that my eye began deteriorating and started reacting to bright lights. There are times I experience deep and searing pain. I placed a spell on my glasses to protect my eyes from the brightest light, but that itself is only for a limited time. That is why while I still have strength left to cast, I want to do what I know must be done. The magic the brimmed caps labor to unlock in the dark of Thristas. The plan they formulate, it must be stopped. I must reclaim the right eye they have stolen, and destroy the thing before the plan is known to all. Qifrey looks at his friend and asks, "Do you still remember the last adventure we did as boys? The Tower of Tomes contains a copy of every text in this world. All types of books from diaries, records, and even scrawled memos. Thus, its name is the Tower of Memories. The records pertaining to Thristas has been carefully disposed of with magic, and only a few writings remained, but I found one scrap that I remembered something about my past. I was the trial run. The brimmed caps were testing a new type of forbidden magic spell, and this forbidden magic is to plant parasitic silverwood inside people to become hosts. Ollie, I do believe you would still help me, knowing all there is to know. You have a gentle soul. That's why you chose to forgive me yet again." And puts his pointed cap on Ollie's head and continues, "But I cannot have that." Despite Ollie's struggle, Qifrey completes the casting. "I'm sorry. Forgive me, my old friend." Ollie drops on the grass and has fallen asleep. "Do not worry. You shall only forget the things pertaining to my secret. I would believe myself quite good at hiding the truth, but I suppose you have always been good at discovering them out? Be the master Qifrey I have always been, If only I could. Believe me, I would very much like that too. And the girls arrive to call them for dinner. Is everything okay?" Coco asks. "Of course. My apologies, girls," says Qifrey. Qifrey also takes good care of Coco. When Coco went missing, Qifrey followed her back to her home. Sensing Coco's sadness for her mother in this freezing snow, Qifrey casts a magic spell to keep the snow off her home. Despite it is not his kind of magic, it helps stave off the cold. Coco runs toward him and hugs Qifrey. Letting know that Qifrey's magic meant a lot to Coco, Qifrey realizes his selfishness for taking on apprentices, so he decided to put in everything toward becoming a good teacher for his students. If only then I had known what a joy it truly is to watch your own students grow with each passing day. For so long, I thought I was the only host, but now I'm not so sure." He now starts to question his decision. Did I make the right choice? Would it have been better to throw everything aside to hunt down the brimmed caps? Their carriage reaches his atelier and he remembers, "This is where my heart is. This is where I want to be." He is happy to be finally at home. "Come, let's go, Coco. Our atelier is waiting." If you like this video, please watch this next video or hit the subscribe button for more Witch Hat Atelier videos.